This is the Hololive Construction Server, Minecraft server where fans of Hololive production join together to create a bunch of Hololive things. And today we will be taking a look at the town themed after Hololive's second generation member MURASAKI SHION, Habacoven, a gothic fantasy location made in commemoration of MURASAKI SHION. Coming down the stairs here, would you look at that? We pulled up to the local train station. Coming in from the right, we entered this big station with this big clock tower. Since everything's Shion themed, we're going to be seeing a lot of purple or purple adjacent colored blocks, as well as some rustic, fantasy, gothic sort of architecture. This thing also has a bell in the tower, and it overlooks the coastline. We're not just looking at train infrastructure, we have the rest of the town to look at. Of course, building in this style so consistently can be a bit demanding on the average builder. So while there may be a smaller quantity of individual builds, there is most certainly a highly consistent quality to things. Looking around the main section of town, we have the local blacksmith. Now, what sort of village would a witch settle in? Well, probably something like this, which also requires local infrastructure and local businesses. Of course, I am no expert on the intricacies of the forge and the hammer, but it looks like you could get a fair amount of blacksmithing done at this location. Looking across the street, we also have this, it looks like a tavern, but the building is actually a part of the local forge. Even on the side here, it's got its own supply of ores and various resources. And looking inside, you have an indoor setup. And I believe this building does have functionality to it. And it looks like the upstairs actually has a fully functioning iron farm. What about the building next to it? What do we have here? I am definitely loving the variation in shape. Like consistent block palette, but they're definitely going with a variety of dimensions. This building here appears to be a lot more grand. Tiny hat. This place appears to be the Witches Guild, where witch things happen. Which things happen? Heading inside, and they have a, well, it really is like a guild hall, like an adventurer's guild hall. That's the vibe I get. Excuse me, Guildmaster, could you tell me more about this place? Nah, he seems quiet. Looks like there are definitely some actual jobs and requests. Looks like there are plenty of places to gather, meet up, eat and drink both upstairs and downstairs. There's even an additional floor up here. Oh yeah, that's some dedicated office space. And there's even a map of the entire town. Very cool, very cool. Exiting from the side door, we're back on the main road, and I have no idea what this is supposed to be, but this here appears to be a giant, kind of blobby, decapitated Shion head. Well, this building over here just appears to be villager trading. We'll move along. Up in the sky there, would you look at that? Shion on a broomstick. Amazing. Ooh, it's Shion on a broom flying who knows where. Oh yes, this is plenty accurate. Now, next to the Witches Guild, there is this third building, and I believe it is the local farm. Once again, none of these buildings have a matching shape to it, so very much appreciative of that. Would you look at that? The witches, they have performed a mysterious spell on all of these animals, suspended in the air with nothing but mere cords of string and slime. The Farm Animal Sanctuary. I'd say more like a magic test range of some sort. You know what's more of a sanctuary? This nice little space right here. Oh, it's like a Shion holding a beacon. Very, very cute. Lots of variety in the flora. Even these tiny mushrooms. Look at that, tiny mushrooms. Tiny, well, actual mushrooms are smaller, but these are cool. These are very cool. Now, before continuing on to the north, I do want to cover some builds over here in the southwest. This fortified hole in this hill is actually the community storage, and it is actually quite large. This is the main section here, very, very on theme, got all the colors down. And it's got multiple storage branches available. There's also a lower level with a more square-looking storage space. And yes, it does also appear to support automated filtering. Up on top, there's actually this moon build that you see here, a crescent moon surrounded by beacons as well as an end crystal. But also, we cannot ignore this build over here. We passed by it on our way to the train station. This appears to be a flying magical ship themed in the colors of Shion. Definitely reminding me of the Aquamarine Go, which we would have seen at Aquatown, and I think Marine Town also has it too. It's made of crying obsidian, very, very purple, and the transparent sails, very magical. Backed up by this giant magic circle. Gosh, this would have probably been pretty annoying to put down. But the largeness lets you put in all of these different runes and such. It's very cool to look at. And now, descending back into the town, we have the farmlands. Those golden fields, myself among the fields of barley. There is a private residence over here. This appears to be a hamster car of some sort. No, I'm vaguely familiar with this franchise and this character. I just was not aware it had anything to do with Shion, or if it even counts as a Shion reference. Oh yeah, it has insides. Oh boy. And I don't know why there's what is this, a flaming brown turd? Why? What is the context? And over here we have a windmill with a polar bear in it. I don't consider this to be the most orthodox looking windmill, but this is a fantasy setting. And it appears to double as a crane, or at least it has a built-in suspension system. Okay. Overseeing all of this is a nether portal, which also has the town waypoint. Behind the windmill is this funky looking tree house, which starts off with this square looking thick trunk spiraling upwards into this platform, which has a second platform above it that splits into 5 more trees. Well, I suppose that's acceptable in a magical setting. Moving in the opposite direction, we actually have a replica of Shion's Survival Ice Palace from a previous Holo server map. Keeping track of Hololive server maps, this would have been, I believe, the second With the stairs going up, you enter this cylindrical home adorned with ice and light and beacons and books. And it is lore accurate, so it actually has a basement. Although I don't remember the basement in the real one looking like this. Of course, the Ice Palace isn't the only cylinder in town, because we have another one coming right up. There's this big Gothic building here, just south of the Shion and east of the Guild Hall. It's very, very big. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it looks pretty dang good. The interior makes use of layered glass to get a bottomless void, with energy beaming out of it. Darker tones, multiple layers, interesting shape, and plenty of pillars to support the structure. This is definitely making good use of stony and brick textures. Perhaps this is some sort of super elaborate ritual site. And up on top, well, there's not much to look at on top. But I suppose it could have a magic battle here, that'd be pretty cool. And looking from above, this thing seems to be pretty solid. Maybe there could have been additional levels on top of this. And going further east, last but not least, past this Shion pixel art here, we have a witch's cauldron. It's a very big witch's cauldron full of lava. But actually on the inside, you'll find a facility for brewing potions. All of which is fueled and lit by this big blue bonfire. And with that, we've covered all the projects available at Shion Town. Alright, well, that wraps up the tour. Thank you for watching, and if you liked what you saw, maybe consider supporting Murasaki Shion on her YouTube channel. And if you liked the builds that you've seen here today, you're free to check it out yourself in-game, because the server is public. And of course, if you want to take it further and play here, yeah, we're always down to build things. And lastly, I'll be listing off all the different town members and contributors for Habacoven. And yeah, maybe let me know in the comments if you want to see any specific sort of Hololive member town in the future. Until then, I'll see you next time.